The only logical conclusion as to why patriarchy exists today is because collectively men got their feelings hurt. Nobody really talks about this. But think about it logically for a second. For most of human prehistory, hundreds of thousands of years before about 10,000 BC, there is just strong evidence that humans did not know what caused pregnancy. That's not a crazy idea, it's just logic. We had no framework for invisible biological processes. What we forget is that women have always automatically known who their children are. We gave birth to them. That knowledge requires nothing. No system, no rules, no control. There was never a reason to control female sexuality until someone decided children were property. The control didn't come from nature, it came from ownership. Sex happens, and then nothing visible happens for weeks, months. After 9 months, a baby appears. Early humans had no concept of sperm or microscopes or biology. And the women in early hunter-gatherer societies likely had multiple partners. There was no church telling them not to. So the connection between any one man and a pregnancy, it's genuinely unclear. For a very long time, in a sense, there was no concept at all of a father. And during all of that time, men were watching women do something they couldn't do. Create life. There's actually anthropological evidence of this. There were rituals where men simulated pregnancy, labor, even menstruation. Men were trying to belong to the creation process. That's just a very deep wound that we're dealing with now for a really long time. Patriarchy is just all of us having to pay for that deep emotional wound. Tens of thousands of years of feeling peripheral, as men did, to the most fundamental thing humans do is going to create some bad feelings. Here's probably where everything changed. Around 10,000 BC, humans started domesticating animals, goats, cattle, sheep. For the first time, you could watch a ram mate with an ewe, isolate her, and see the lamb. Controlled observation, that's likely the moment men figured out their role. And after tens of thousands of years of feeling like they didn't have a role, that click was psychologically explosive. And here's the thing we need to understand. A group that has the physical capacity, strength to dominate other people like men do, needs to feel that they matter in a way that doesn't require domination. That's a stabilizing force. If you take that away for thousands of years and then give them a wound that deep, and when they finally find they're in, the overcorrection makes sense psychologically. It doesn't make it right, but it makes it legible. And then we've got the birth of the Almighty Father. Because ownership only works if you know what's yours. Women always knew their children. They gave birth to them. Men needed something new, control of female sexuality. And that's where marriage comes from. Virginity culture, inheritance law, organized religion, encoding female purity. You get it. You plant an ownership flag in the ground and suddenly you need a fence all around it. All of it downstream of one moment of biological realization turned into a civilization power grab for men. We built an entire civilization on top of men's paternity anxiety. And we've never really stopped to ask where that started and what it's costing all of us.